Okay, let's move on to the second subject that we need to address, and this is more timely. Marcus Smart back at Celtics practice on Wednesday, and what was really fascinating about the Marcus Smart story from Wednesday is he acknowledged, guys, that he came so close to needing season-ending surgery. Doctors told him that he nearly tore a tendon in his right hand, waving, whatever he did to that picture frame in Los Angeles after that loss to the Lakers. He nearly tore tendons that would have required season-ending surgery. Celtics got really lucky because, say what you will, all of the Marcus Smart detractors out there, their defense is much more porous and not nearly as strong without Marcus Smart.
Agree. And the Celtics should be thankful, but more importantly, I think Marcus Smart should be thankful. He should get down on his hands and knees, pray to whatever God he believes in, that he didn't have to get surgery. Because what have we been saying about this guy since the Celtics drafted him? Bit of a hothead, comes out in the good ways and in bad ways in the basketball court. Yep. But when that goes off the basketball court, then you've got character issues, right? And when you're heading into free agency with character issues attached to your name and you miss half the season because you punched a picture frame or a mirror, that's just not a good look for a lot of teams that are looking to make that leap. I've always said this. Marcus Smart is a great player to have on an already great team because I think he's a great sixth man. He's going to end up getting paid not six-man money, which I think makes him less valuable. But if you're a really good team looking to make that extra step, you're interested in Marcus Smart. But not if he's going to bring, behavioral issues or whatever it is off the court into your team.
Here's what I think the Celtics have missed without Marcus Smart out there. You talk about quarterbacks of teams on the offense. Kyrie Irving is clearly that for the Celtics offensively. Quarterback of the defense, to me, is Marcus Smart. And when the Celtics need to put in, or Brad Stevens needs to throw in there somebody to really take over the game defensively, who does he turn to? It's Marcus Smart.
Smart, yeah. And I think that's why you see this team value him so much. I think those big plays down the end of the stretch, they go a really long way. Just like Jimmy said, for a great team, you want a guy like that, especially a team that's striving to make it to the NBA Finals. Listen, because of what happened, this could actually be a blessing in disguise for the Celtics. Maybe now he's all of a sudden affordable. Maybe he's not getting offered a crazy amount of, dollars come off season, and all of a sudden the Celtics can retain him and keep that strength, keep that hustle, keep that fight that they need out of their second unit in Marcus Smart. This is a guy who I think is obviously going to not only win the Celtics a playoff game, but going to go a really long way on how he's able to not only control what they do defensively, but really come up big at the end of games in the playoffs.
Two things that this could really benefit. The silver lining that we could see with the Celtics comes up, in my estimation, in two different ways. He's going to be fresher. He got a 2 to 3 week break right in the middle of the season, and he should have fresh legs for the end of the regular season and into the playoffs. And secondly, Brad Stevens and Danny Ainge, all they have to do is look at Marcus Smart now and say, Marcus, you need to win back the trust of your teammates, because you can't do it just through words. You got to go out there on the court and be a leader and really fire up the defense and really give us a spark late in games when we need it.
Yeah, do you think it's going to affect his shot?
That's an interesting question. I would say, what do you think?
I hope it does, actually.
You mean
in a good way?
You hope, yeah, but you hope he takes fewer shots. It's not about whether or not it improves or lessens his accuracy. Do you think he's going to take more shots or fewer shots because of it?
I don't think he's going to take more shots because of it. I think I don't think he's going to change. I really don't think he's going to change. I think he's going to be maybe a little hesitant, when like any player would be coming out for the first few games. But we know Marcus Smart. Once he gets, he will get hot from time to time, and once he starts getting hot, he's definitely not shy to shoot that ball. So I expect the same Marcus Smart, but I do think that this has been a little wake-up call for him. I think it scared him a little bit, being away from the team, being off the court, and such a crucial part of his career in the Celtics run, where I think he's going to come back with a little fire under his you-know-what and really help this team. I really do think he's going to help this team down the stretch, like you guys have already said, on the defensive end. That's where that's where his bread and butter is. He should be watching every highlight of Tony Allen's career, because Tony Allen has made himself he's going to get his number retired in Memphis for sure. Because he literally just brought a new identity to that entire city and to that organization. And I think Marcus Smart has that ability too, if he can focus on that aspect of his game.
Yeah, I think during the trade deadline, Marcus Smart was checking his phone every hour just to make sure that he wasn't traded. I think that's why, like Jimmy said, this whole thing puts him in a space where he's thinking, okay, I'm still a Celtic. I'm still striving to win a championship with this team.
Right.
You know, I'm going to retain my role at the end of the day, regardless of what happened. I mean, it's not like he's going to be a bench because of this. And now he has a chance to come out of the All-Star break while the team has been, in a tough spot right now throughout the regular season to jump into the lineup and really make a difference against a lot of tougher teams that are waiting for them. I mean, this 22, 23 game stretch, we talk about the Celtics, can they be, number 1 in the East, number 2, number 3? That all's going to be decided, and I think Marcus Smart's going to have a lot to do with them winning games and striving to not only be, top 2 or top 3 in the East, but carry that momentum into the postseason.
Their defensive rating worsened by 10 points without him in the lineup over the 2.5 weeks that he's been out. Yeah. And why? Because Brad Stevens can't switch defensively like he used to be able to with Marcus Smart. People forget that obviously Marcus Smart is really good when it comes to guarding on the perimeter. He can also defend, depending on the size of the forward, he can also defend in the post. And that's something they really could not do with Terry Rozier or anybody else that they would put in the game.
No, Brad Stevens kind of uses him
off the bench
like a little bit of a chess piece. You know what I mean? Like, if it was up to Brad Stevens, he'd probably start 5 swingmen or wings, And Marcus Smart is that type of a hybrid where he's able to handle the ball. He's able to play defense. He's able to D up bigger guys than him because he's built, a lot stockier. Even though he was skinny Marcus to start the year, he was still not like, a twigger. He's not Rozier. He's much bigger build than that. So, yeah, Brad was able to put him in multiple positions and, like you said, switch, rotate different ways, get creative with different lineups. When you lose a guy like that who's playing 30 minutes a game or whatever it is, that's tough to, on a whim, just mix and match and try to make it work. And we saw them struggle with it. I thought Rozier did a very commendable job in his time in the starting lineup and the extra minutes he played. And I think he definitely has a role on this team that I think his teammates trust Rozier a lot more. Not that they didn't before, but I just think he's, in their eyes, earned that playing time now. And really, even though maybe the end result hasn't been there, I think that you can now count on Rozier a lot more than you could 30 games ago.
Watching